Hello and welcome to the day ahead. It is Thursday, June the 23rd. I'm Andrew Gagan. Well, to the overnight action, and global shares finished weaker. Wall Street closing marginally lower after Fed Chair Jerome Powell said it was strongly committed to bringing down runaway inflation, declaring a recession is a possibility. Real estate, healthcare and utilities were among the top performers as investors try to assess how far stocks can fall while weighing risks to the economy. Stocks specifically, Moderna shares climbed on news the company has updated versions of its COVID vaccine, generated a strong immune response to Omicron. The company saying the new jab has the ability to produce lasting protection against the whole family of the Omicron variants, with the chief medical officer declaring it a turning point in the fight against the virus. We're not trying to provoke a recession. That's the message Fed Chair Jerome Powell has delivered to the US Senate Banking Committee.
At the Fed, we understand the hardship that high inflation is causing. We are strongly committed to bringing inflation back down, and we're moving expeditiously to do so. We have both the tools we need and the resolve it will take to restore price stability on behalf of American families and businesses.
The Fed Chair reiterating that ongoing rate hikes would be appropriate, and he declined to rule out a 100 basis point move. He says inflation has obviously surprised to the upside over the past year and further surprises could be in store. Meanwhile, Chicago Fed President Charles Evans saying he's comfortable for now with continued rapid rate hikes, although acknowledged the rising risk of recession, saying to think that we can fine-tune something like this with tremendous precision, we just don't have that ability. And in an attempt to ease the cost of living pressures for Americans, President Joe Biden has called for a 3-month suspension of the federal gasoline tax.
By suspending the 18-cent gas tax, federal gas tax, for the next 90 days, we can bring down the price of gas and give families just a little bit of relief. I call on the companies to pass this along, every penny of this 18-cent reduction, to the consumers.
In the latest US economic data, mortgage applications rose by 4.2% last week. Chain store sales were up close to 13% in the past week compared with a year ago. Meanwhile, in the Eurozone, consumer confidence continues to slip close to record lows. And the latest inflation data out of the UK was in line with forecasts. May's CPI up 0.7% for the month, pushing the annual rate to 9.1%, a 40-year high. And Canadian CPI for May rising to its highest level since 1983. US 2 and 10-year Treasury yields eased considerably, while most major currencies were firmer against the US dollar, the Aussie rising to close to 69.3 US cents. All right, a flat finish to the session on Wall Street means the local share market is likely to be looking for some direction today. ASX futures currently up around 1/3%. And President Biden's request for a 3-month suspension of the 18.4 cents per gallon federal tax on gasoline helped push oil prices lower. Brent crude falling around 2.5%. The iron ore price continues to fall. Futures off 1.5% to $127 a tonne. Base metal prices have tumbled. Tin falling more than 7%. And the gold futures price was little changed, and the crypto market remains vulnerable to further selling pressure, with Bitcoin just hanging on below the $20,000 handle. And on the data docket today, we'll get detailed labour force figures for May. That is the day ahead. See you again tomorrow.